Objectives for today: to solve a 2x2 system of equations by elimination, and the targets are to find and use least common multiples. Example number 1. 2x plus 3y equals 13, and 5x minus y equals 7. Step 1 is to look at the 2 and the 5. Find the least common multiple of 2 and 5. What's the lowest number that both 2 and 5 go into? 10. So I have to multiply 2 by 5 to get a 10. That's why I'm multiplying the entire top equation by 5. On the bottom, I have to multiply 5 by 2 to get 10. So I multiply the whole equation on the bottom by 2. On the top, if you multiply through by 5, you have 10x plus 15y equals 65. And on the bottom, when you multiply by 2, you get 10x minus 2y equals 14. Now we're either going to have to add or subtract the two equations. If I add them, then I end up with 20x. 10x plus 10x would be 20x. I want to get rid of them. So I would have to subtract so that they cancel out to 0. 10x minus 10x is 0. But you have to finish the rest of the problem. 15 minus a negative 2 is 17y. That's 15 minus a negative 2. 17y. And then 65 minus 14 is 51. From there you just divide 51 by 17 to get an answer of 3. But you're not finished yet because you still have to solve for x. And once you have y, you can plug y back into either this or this. Choose either one. I'm going to choose the bottom. 5x minus 3 instead of y, and then go back and solve that equation. You'll end up with a 10 on the right and divide by 5 to get an answer of 2. Your final answer for the whole system has to be written with the x number first and the y number second, separated by a comma. Here's a quick review. These two numbers find the least common multiple. It's 10. So whatever you have to multiply this number by to get 10, you multiply the whole equation by that number. And then you have to multiply this 5 by 2 to get a 10, so you multiply the whole equation by 2. When you do those multiplications, you rewrite everything down here. Now you either have to add or subtract. If you add 10x and 10x, you get 20x. They're still there. You want to get rid of them. So it would be 10x minus 10x that would give you 0x. It cancels out. So 15 minus a negative 2 is 17. 65 minus 14 is 51. Solve for 3. And then plug that back into either this or this. I used the bottom one. Here's the 3 I put in. And then I solve it down for x. Write the final answer as x and y, 2, 3. Another example. What is the, and don't worry about the negative sign on the 3 yet. What's the least common multiple between 3 and 4? 12. So what would I multiply 3 by to get a 12? 4. So I multiply the entire top equation by 4. And I multiply 4 on the bottom there by 3 to get 12, so I multiply the whole thing by 3. So multiply the top by 4 to get negative 12x minus 8y equals negative 28. And on the bottom, you'll have 12x plus 21y equals 54. Now, do I have to add or subtract to get rid of the x's?
Subtract.
If I subtract, it would be negative 12 minus 12, which is negative 24. So you would have to add them together. So when I add them together, negative 12x plus 12x is 0. That's what we want. We want them to be gone. But now I have negative 8 plus 21. That's 13. Negative 28 plus 54 is 26. And now divide to get the answer for y. And that would be 2. Now with that 2, I can plug it in to this y or this one. Whichever equation you think is easiest, that's the one you can use. I'm going to use the bottom one. So 4x plus 7 times 2 instead of y. Simplify that to get 14. Move it to the right side. Change the operation. Simplify to get 4. Divide by the 4 from the left, and you get a 1. Write the final answer as 1, 2. Practice problem. 5x plus 6y equals 33. 4x minus 3y equals 3. Solve the system of equations. The solution for the problem, the least common multiple, is going to be 20 between 5 and 4. So you would multiply the top equation by 4 and the bottom one by 5 to get 20s in these positions. On the top, you'll have 20x plus 24y equals 132. And on the bottom, you'll have 20x minus 15y equals 15. All right, add or subtract. We should subtract. And that would get rid of the 20s. And then we'll have 24 minus a negative 15. That would be 39. And 132 minus 15 is 117. If you divide, you'll end up with 3. That 3 needs to be put back in either here or here. I'm going to use this one. 4x minus 3 times 3 instead of y. And that will simplify to a 9, which you will move to the other side. Make it plus. Simplify it to 12. Divide 12 by 4 to get an answer of 3. So your final answer is 3, 3. Seven x minus y equals 9x, or not 9x, but negative 9. And 4x plus 3y equals 2. Solve the system of equations. Answer to the problem. 7 and 4 have a least common multiple of 28. So to get a 28 in this position, I would have to multiply by 4. And to get one here, I would multiply by 7. On the top, you'll get a 28x minus 4y equals negative 36. And on the bottom, 28x plus 21y equals 14. Signs are the same, so you subtract. These cancel out, and negative 4 minus 21 is going to be negative 25. Why? Negative 36 minus 14 is negative 50. Divide to come up with an answer of 2. Plug that back in to here or here. I'm going to use the top one. 7x minus 2 instead of y. Move it to the right. Change the operation. Simplify. Divide. Should get a negative 1. So the answer is negative 1, 2.